y'all, it's a4J,
plus mango.
and we have one for y'all today. We're making garlic chive cakes, which we call gOjeandre.
Mommy, you already made gOjeandre without me?
Aw, sorry buddy. gOjeandre isn't something we make every day, so I kinda needed Grandma's help for this one.
Oh, okay, no worries. I'm looking forward to seeing how garlic chive cakes are made.
Alright, let's get started with the main ingredient, garlic chives. Grandma already washed off all the dirt, plus removed any yellow ends.
Whoa, Grandma already did all the dirty work, huh?
Yes, she did. The chives had to be cleaned in advance to help dry out any excess water. We could also pat it dry with paper towels. Next, chop up all 2 pounds of garlic chives into about half-inch pieces and place it in a large pot or mixing bowl. Check out this ingredient. It's also called lye water. Grandma says to add just a teaspoon of lye water to help maintain the green chive color when cooking.
Neato. The recipe card down below says to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, a teaspoon of sugar, and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
Thanks, Mangs. Just have to toss the chives around now so that it gets seasoned thoroughly. So because these cakes are labor intensive and thus we don't really make it that often, Grandma and I went all out with a bonus recipe.
Oh, you have a taro filling recipe here too. Says to use 3 pounds of grated taro, 3 to 4 stalks of chopped scallions, 1 pound of ground pork, and half a pound of sliced and sautéed shiitake mushrooms.
Then we add about a 1/4 cup of garlic oil or vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of fried minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon, and a half teaspoon of sugar. It's easiest to just dig in with your hand and mix the filling until it's all incorporated. Alright, now for the cake part of this recipe, the dough. Time to bust out with the stand mixer and the dough hook.
Oh, says to use a pound of rice flour, half a pound of tapioca starch, and a tablespoon of glutinous rice flour. Mix it together first and then add 5 cups of boiling hot water.
It's super important to use boiling hot water, not just hot water. Start the mixer on low and gradually increase the speed. We can do this by hand, but as you can see, it's super hot. Once a dough ball begins to form, add 1.5 tablespoons of vegetable oil into the mixing bowl. Continue to mix the dough until it becomes kinda like a blob. Next, empty the dough onto a lightly rice-floured surface and knead the dough a few times. Cut the dough in half and set 1/2 to the side with a moist towel to cover. Rice dough is most malleable when it's warm, so quickly work the dough into a log that's about 2 inches in diameter. Cut the log into 1-inch pieces and roll them out into flat, round discs. These discs, it's about a 1/4 inch thickness. The rolling part is actually easy to do, especially when the dough is still warm and soft. Now we'll scoop 2 giant spoonfuls of garlic chives into the center of the dough and wrap like you would a dumpling. There's some kind of pinching and crimping action. Wait, hold a mango minute. Grandma just wrapped this chive cake in record speed. What? Alright, Grandma made it look so easy, I'm gonna give it a try. Part of the challenge is wrapping the chive cake so that the filling doesn't spill out. It seems we use our thumb and pointer to begin the first pinch. Then use the opposite thumb and pointer, which helps guide the dough so that it can be ready to pinch. Work in a circular direction, and once the dough edges are all pinched, just grab and pinch more dough together to seal it all up. It's a little hard to explain, but you get the picture, I hope.
It's okay that you work slowly, Mums. I'm sure with more practice, it'll be a lot easier.
Actually, the taro filling is a bit more easy to wrap since it's already in a glob. Oh, by the way, Grandma and I mixed the second batch of dough just to wrap all these taro cakes too. Last step is to steam these cakes. Check out Grandma's huge steamer basket that I lined with a moist mesh cloth. We're using this cloth because the steam holes are rather large. For this steamer, we can fit about 12 to 13 cakes. Just place them about 1 inch apart. Now to the second part of the steamer.
Whoa, so you had a lot of water boiling this whole time in this giant pot?
Yep, on goes the chive cake basket. Cover with its lid and steam for 15 minutes total.
Woo! All that steam!
Technically, these chive cakes are done now, but just to make these cakes look more presentable, let's dab on a bit of red food coloring on the center of each cake and lightly oil them on top. This helps prevent the cakes from sticking to each other. Mom and Grandma made over 50 garlic chive and taro cakes today. The taro cakes took 20 minutes in the steamer, but aside from that, we're ready to eat. Grandma had me bring some cakes back for you to try, Bangs. You want some?
Thanks. But it's cold and hard.
Oh yeah, these cakes are best eaten fresh while they're still warm. Or I'll pan fry these up so that it gets nice and crispy for ya. This is my favorite way to eat gOjeandre. So in a large pan, we'll use about a quarter cup of oil and fry the cakes for about 6 to 8 minutes on high heat until it gets, yes, a golden brown and crispy color. Flip the cakes over, and this side will take about 4 to 5 minutes. Feel free to flip a couple more times if you want to even out the brownage. Then remove and blot off some of the excess oil and serve with some fish dipping sauce and or even sriracha.
Ooh, it's very crispy. Smells like a very yummy snack. Can I have some of that taro, please? I know it's got the meats in it.
Alrighty, enjoy, Mango. My favorite are the garlic chive cakes. Those gOjeandre when they're nice and crispy, so good. Check out our website at a4J.com for a blog post on garlic chive and taro cakes, gOjeandre and a4J, and get a free copy of this handwritten recipe. That's all for Jean
And Mango.